Hi, hello, it's Maya. We are gonna do this really cool thing, and that is that we're not gonna talk about my hair. I know it looks a mess, but that's because I'm in the process of going blonde. So, you know, you just, all the orange patches you see, we're just gonna bypass them. I am recording a video on that, so it'll be up in like a month or so. I don't know, I'm just like kind of slowly bringing the blonde that I have down here up because I don't want to damage my hair. Also, I haven't shaved my armpits, so if you see some good old armpit hair, you're welcome. Anyways, so for this video, I don't know. I like watching videos like these just because I like seeing what piercings and I guess just style jewelry that people enjoy when it comes to like their nose piercings and septum piercings and blah blah blah. But one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of people don't really have bigger noses, and I got a big nose. Granted, it's not like huge or anything, but it is very oddly shaped, and I mean, it may look a bit slimmer because I contour it. But yeah, you know, there's like this big myth or like saying, I guess, where people feel like they can't wear like septum jewelry or big septum jewelry if they have a big nose, and bitch, who fucking cares? Do what you want. So I'm gonna show you my septum jewelry collection. I have everything ranging from 16 gauge to 8 gauge. I've had my septum pierced for 6 years now. It was pierced at a 12 gauge, and I went back and forth between wearing like 16 gauge and 14 gauge for a long time, and then basically my nose just naturally stretched itself. It just kind of dead stretched from like the weight because I would always wear a captive bead ring, and these are kind of heavier than like your average piercings. So my nose just kind of like naturally stretched itself. So yeah, I was able to slip a 10 gauge in, and then I have a video where I was able to just slip an 8 gauge in after like a year or so of being at 10 gauge. So that's where my nose sits now. If there are ever days where like I feel like wearing a smaller piercing, like a 14 or a 12, it does take kind of a little bit of time to like re-stretch back up to an 8 gauge. Like if I wear a 14 gauge for like 1 or 2 days, I can't just like easily slip an 8 gauge back in. I'll have to like wear a 10 gauge for like a day and then wear an 8 gauge. It's just like a little bit of a stretch, but it's nothing ever serious. And yeah, I uploaded that 8 gauge video in August, and it's now February. I can't say that month, but that is the month that we are in. So I've been at this size for like 6 months now. Everything's been all good. Haven't really had any issues. Whatever, who cares? Let's just get into the piercings. Alright, zoomed y'all in a bit. This is what I keep my septum piercings, or my septum and my nose piercings in. I'm gonna do like a little, not lookbook, but I guess just clips of me wearing the jewelry because I want to show you like what I pair things with, because I know that, I don't know, maybe some people have issues with that. I don't fucking know. I just think it would be cool, okay? A little septum nose piercing lookbook. That's another thing. As you can see, I have both of my nostrils pierced. I got them done at the same time because I have problems. They were pierced at a 16 gauge, but I can wear obviously a 20 to a 16 gauge. If I wear a 20 for a long time, just like how it is with my septum or my ears, I kind of had to do a little like re-stretch to get the 16 gauge back in. But anyways, yeah, this is what I keep all of my jewelry in for my nose. It's the same thing as what I keep all my plugs in. It's obviously just smaller. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it down below if you're interested in buying it. And pretty much the way that I sort them is I have all of my nostril piercings here, so whether it's 20 to 16 gauge, they're all in here. I have my 16, 14, 12, 10, and then 8 gauge septum piercings all lined up like that. So we're gonna start with my 16 gauge piercings. I have, whoop, 5 of them to show you. These first 3 that I'm going to show you, I'm 90% sure they're all from the same website. That being said, it's Tribalic UK, I think. The actual like hook on these, it was like way too big for my actual nose, so I used like a pliers or whatever to like cut them down. But basically I just have this little silver plated one. Like I said, the 16 gauge ones are the ones that I don't wear that often. These are more for like, I guess if I just feel like a Viking, I'll wear this one. And then we have this little triangular one. This one, yeah, I really cut the, I guess, setting piece, I don't know, the bar, whatever. I cut that way too short, so yeah, it's really weird to wear. Not that happy with it, but whatever. It doesn't look that great anyway, TBH. And then this is just a little brass lotus flower looking guy. Very cute. I have matching nostril piercings that I'll show you that I wear this with. And yeah, I really like this guy. Don't wear him that often, but that's because I'm obnoxious and I like wearing big ass jewelry. Next, we have this little guy. This is just a little clicker. It just opens up like that. Oop, feckin'. Yeah, it opens opens up like that and you just put it in, click it into place. It's got 2 little hoops right here. It's not the best quality because I got it from my friend who had got it from Hot Topic, so there's that. And then this one is also from my friend, and it's just a little normal horseshoe. It's actually funny because since my septum is stretched, I don't even have to like take the balls off this. I can just put it in. But yeah, I really don't ever wear this one. I don't know why I have it, but you never know. Alright, for 14 gauge, I only have 3. The first one is just this little guy, just another horseshoe with some cone tips. I got this from Walmart actually because when I went on vacation a few years ago, like I think it was like a year after I got my septum pierced, one of the balls fell off, and so yeah, I had to go to Walmart and just buy whatever I could. So this was one of them. And then just the same thing, but just with balls, and this one is a little bit closer together. I don't know the diameter of this one, but all I know is that I don't like the way that the balls sit on me. It just looks weird. So I don't wear this one often, like if ever. And then we have this little guy, which this was my prized possession for the longest time. I used to like wear all matching opal jewelry. I don't have the jewelry that I used to have, which is like, you know, depressing. But yeah, I used to wear all opal jewelry in my septum and my nostrils in high school. That was kind of like my signature thing. But yeah, it's just this little opal clicker. It's really cute, really pretty. The only thing is that it's like it's a very small and subtle thing. So if that's what you're going for, this would be very good for you. But yeah, I got this little guy from King's Body Jewelry. I think it was like 25 bucks. Next, for 12 gauge. This little guy I got off of Body Art Forms. I'm not sure about the diameter. I think it's a 1/2 inch. But once again, I don't really like the way that it sits on me, and it only has 1 ball. So yeah, I don't ever wear that one. A lot of these things I just have as like, I guess just like backup or like retainers. Next we have 2 captive bead rings. This one is missing the bead and this one has the bead. This was my, I don't know, captive bead rings are like my thing when it comes to septum rings. Like, I don't know, I like segment, I like closed segment rings and steel captive rings. Steel captive bead rings for my nose. But yeah, those are just those 2. Then we have a little closed segment ring, which like I said, another signature look for me. I've also got this little black pincher. I used to have a silver one in 12 gauge and I don't know where it went, but yeah, just have a black one now. The captive bead rings were from King's Body Jewelry along with this one, and this one is from Body Art Forms, and it's just a little 1/2 inch 12 gauge horseshoe. I don't really know why this one happens to sit better. When it comes to horseshoes, they're really hit or miss. A lot of the times I'll buy them in a 1/2 inch and like the width will be fine because like I said, I like having big jewelry in my nose, but the way that they like come down and like sit over my top lip, like I'll show you with my 8 gauge ones because it's like really noticeable there. It's just like really weird sometimes and I don't like it. That I don't like when they come down too far. I'd rather have them stop like shorter up. But this one doesn't really come down that far, so this one's okay. Next, for 10 gauge, I only have 2 because I was only 10 gauge for like 10 months to a year, something like that. So I just had this captive bead ring. These, I forgot to mention, for the 12 gauge and the 10 gauge, this ball just kind of has little ridges in it and all you do is you snap it on and off. It takes some like getting used to. I found that what I like to do sometimes, I'll take pliers, like not like septum pliers or anything, but I will take like actual like tool pliers and I'll kind of stretch out the diameter a bit just so that it's easier to get the ball in and out. I do that with my captive segments or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I do it with those a lot and I can't get this. Can you just like, I can't find, okay, there's that. Got it. But yeah, they just take some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's really just super easy. And then once again, just have this black pincher. And these 2, I think, are both from Body Art Forms. And lastly, for my biggest size and the one that I have the most jewelry of, all my 8 gauge ones. So firstly, we'll start with this one right here in my nose. This is a black captive bead ring, 1/2 inch diameter. And then I just have this one also in like your average steel silver color. These 2 are my most worn ones. This one is from Body Art Forms. This one is from King's Body Jewelry. Next, I have these 2. These are both from King's Body Jewelry. And this is what I'm talking about where I say that like the diameter and like the way that they sit is really off. I don't know if you can tell from where you're at, but I got these both in 8 gauge, 1/2 diameter. And if you can see, the silver one comes down further than the black one. I prefer how this black one sits on me more than the silver one, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these. Those are both from King's Body Jewelry. Next, I have a steel black pincher and then just a regular steel pincher, both from, I think, Body Art Forms. And lastly, I have my 3 little segment rings. The steel one and the black one are both those ones where it's like you gotta, like I gotta stretch out the inside part and then like pop the balls in and out. out. I haven't been able to do it with this one. I don't know why, but yeah, I haven't worn this one yet because I just cannot fucking get it open. So I may be thinking of actually buying the proper like tools or whatever to open this bitch up with, because if I can't get it open with my normal pliers, it's like kind of like what's the point of fucking having it? So yeah, I'm gonna try to get this bitch open maybe one day eventually, but for now it's just gonna sit in my drawer. And then lastly, I have this rose gold steel segment ring. This one is different from the other two because it actually snaps open like that. It is also like the slightest bit bigger. Like you buy things in 8 gauge and they're not gonna be like exactly the right millimeter size. So maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but this black, the width is significantly smaller than this one. This one I do need to make sure that I'm wearing like a bigger piece of jewelry in my nose before I go to put this one in, or else tears will ensue. And yeah, I like pairing this one with my rose gold hoops or my rose gold studs. So yeah, that was all of my septum jewelry and what I like to pair them with. Every site that I got these things off of, I'll link down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week Thursday, hopefully, if I can get this fucking video that I have planned out. I need to go to work and try to not kill myself. So yeah, now we're at my least favorite part of the video where I have to ask you to like and comment and subscribe and then awkwardly say bye and wave to the camera. So like, comment, subscribe, bye. We love being awkward.